Part Jindal. I've been the managing director of this company since 2016. Very happy to be here today. Nilesh Narvekar, who is the CEO of the business, he's been with us since 2017 and has over 25 years of experience. And before this, he was in management consulting. And we have Narinder Singh Kelon, who's the full-time director and CFO of the company. He's been in the group for more than 20 years and with JSW Cement since 2014. I thought before I hand over to Nilesh, I thought I'd just walk through the background of the business, how the company started, why we exist, and what we've been up to over the last 9 years, and what we plan on doing in the future. So this company was started in 2008, and it was primarily started because JSW Steel, which had set up by then the Vijayanagar steel plant in South India, did not have any off-takers for its slag. Slag is a basic byproduct that comes out of the steel making process from the blast furnaces. And in the year 2001, when JSW Steel had commissioned its first Corex and then the first blast furnace, they had gotten into a long-term agreements of slag with the existing cement players, and the contract was going on very well and there were no issues. But in 2008, when the global financial crisis happened, the cement players cancelled the contract with JSW Steel, and that's when JSW Steel had a major problem of evacuation of the slag. And just to put it into context, for 1 ton of hot metal in the steel making process, you produce about 350 kilograms of slag. And as you can imagine, this was a very large quantity of slag. Nearly 2.5 to 3 million tons of slag was being generated in the year 2008 at the Vijayanagar steel plant. And there was nobody to offtake this material. And hence, this material could have posed a serious hazard to the business and could have eventually led to even a partial closure of some of the blast furnaces. And that's when JSW Group and my father decided to enter into the cement industry so that we can create our own solution for the slag. So the first unit was ordered in 2008 at Vijayanagar in Karnataka, which was commissioned in the year 2009. And at the same time in 2009, through the previous regime of limestone mines being allotted by respective state governments, we got limestone mines allotted to us in Andhra Pradesh and set up the integrated cement unit at Nandyal, which took 3 years to build and was commissioned in the year 2012. So in 2012 was when JSW Cement became a fully integrated 5.5 million ton player, primarily in the southern Indian market. From the year 2012 to 2016, the company was facing a lot of difficulties. We were primarily selling slag cement, we were the only players to sell slag in South India. Slag, as you all know, is a product that is very well accepted in East India because of Tata Steel, because of Steel Authority of India. Slag has always been available in East India, and companies such as Lafarge and companies such as ACC had popularized slag cement in East India. Till today, slag commands a premium over PPC cement, fly ash based cement in East India. However, in South, the market dynamics at that time were very different. People associate strength with color, and the darker the cement in the South, the stronger it is perceived to be, and hence slag, which is inherently whitish in color, had to be sold at a huge discount. And as a result, when JSW launched in 2012, we were forced to sell at almost 30% discount to our competition, to the A category players, and hence the company was making heavy losses between the year 2012 to 2015. In 2015, the group also embarked upon a strategic divestment process to try and sell the business. But fortunately for me, that the business was still there when I came back from college, and I took over in 2016, and it was a loss-making company, and started approaching the business in a different way, changed the management team. Obviously, Narinder, Nilesh, and a few of our other team members joined, and we started, building the network, educating the end consumer as well as the influencers on the benefit of slag cement, and also launched a very key product for the company called GGBS, which is ground granulated blast furnace slag. We were the pioneers of this product in India, and we launched this product in 2016. The combination of the fresh team spending money on advertising and branding, building the network, educating the influencers and the consumers about slag cement, as well as the launch of GGBS, allowed us to turn around the business within 6 months. And from in 2016, the company became profitable, and we embarked upon our first phase of growth from the year 2016 to 20, where we doubled our capacity from 6 million, 5.5 million tons to 12 million tons, and entered the markets of East India as well as West India. In the year 2021, we brought in private equity into the business. Like Devin mentioned, Apollo, Synergy, and State Bank of India invested 1,600 crores. And with that capital, we've been able to expand our capacity from 12 million tons to 20.6 million tons. Today, as I speak to you, we are India's fastest growing cement company. We are the largest sellers of GGBS, which is going into large infrastructure projects all across the south and western part of India. And over the last 3 years, we have also acquired mines strategically in different parts of the country, because we have had an ambition of becoming a pan-India cement player. So today we have large limestone deposits in Rajasthan, we have large limestone deposits in Madhya Pradesh, we have large limestone deposits in Karnataka as well as in Gujarat, which are in addition to the existing limestone blocks that we have in Andhra Pradesh, in Odisha, as well as in the Middle East in Fujairah. With this, we have enough limestone and land in order to expand from 20 million tons to first 41 million tons, and it is our ambition to become a 60 million ton pan-India cement player in the medium to long term, I would say between 5 to 7 years period. We also are the greenest cement company in India, and the proceeds of this IPO will be going towards helping us expand into North India, as well as to expand overall and come into the top 5 players in the country. With that, I'll hand over to Nilesh.
Thank you, Bharat. What I would want to touch on are 2 or 3 themes. First is on our growth, spend a little bit of time on GGBS, speak about our limestone reserves, and the fourth one, of course, the fact that we are green and we're very proud of it. We're going to spend a bit of time on that. So, as mentioned by Bharat as well, we have been the fastest growing cement company over the last 10 years, albeit on a small base, but it has been viewed in light of the fact that it is against very well established peers who had strong brands which have been operating in this geography well over 3 to 4 decades. We intend to continue with this growth going ahead, and what you actually see is from our current capacity of 20.6, our journey all the way to 41.85 million. With this, we'll be fundamentally entering into the markets of North and the central part. North is primarily Nagaur, Rajasthan, and Talwandi Sabu, Punjab, where we're setting up additional clinkerization grinding capacity of 3.5 and 2.75 mainly. That's primarily being done so that we get access to the more attractive markets of the North, and it also helps us de-risk, since our current market footprint and our manufacturing footprint is restricted to the South, the West, and the Eastern part. We are also setting up a grinding unit at Sambalpur, which is primarily being put there to extract the benefits that we can have, because we are co-located with the BPSL steel set up there, and it is to drive the clinker utilization of our Shiva clinkerization plant. The 4 million ton at Vijayanagar and 4 million ton at Dolvi, it's primarily going to come up to keep step with the additional blast furnace capacity that's coming up and the incremental demand that we see coming up, especially in Mumbai and surrounding the MMR area. Thereon, Hatta 1 million grinding with 3.3 million clinkerization. This is primarily the limestone block that we had acquired from India Cements. This is going to be the base for us to enter into the central part of India with 1 million grinding at Hatta and of course a split grinding in Uttar Pradesh to give us access to the more attractive markets there. The same thing that gives you visually, our current market footprint is basically in the southwest and the east. And once we enter into the northern market and central market, it will give us a pan-India and a national presence. We have all the approvals in place, and this just gives you a summary of that. All the approvals are in place for us to go ahead and achieve the growth plan that we set out for ourselves. Coming to the second theme, which is GGBS. It is basically granulated blast furnace slag. This is the raw slag which comes out of the blast furnace manufacturing route to make steel. What we do, we take this, we have to first reduce the moisture in this. So it reduces from 10 to 20%, we bring it down to below 2%, then we grind it fine. The technical term for that is blane. So we take it to 3,900, 4,000 blane, the product that comes out is GGBS. This product is primarily used by the ready-mix concrete plants. And there are two types of concrete plants here. One is the captive guys who use it for their own consumption, the second is the commercial RMC guys. Now, let me explain to you the benefits and then link it back to how these two segments look at it. GGBS, because it gets mixed with OPC to make concrete, it has a low heat of hydration and therefore it basically lends itself to lesser thermal cracks and surface cracks. It is ground fine, hence it has a smooth finish. But the most important reason why the technical consultants recommend it for the large infra projects is because it's durable. And what I mean by that is it's resistant to sulfate and chloride attacks. So all the substructures, underground structures which are there, are the ones where the technical consultants recommend use of GGBS-based concrete. And as an example, if you were to look at any infrastructure development that's happened around Mumbai, which is the city that we are in, be it the Atal Setu, be it the coastal road, the Navi Mumbai airport, the Samruddhi corridor, the high-speed rail, the bullet train, the Kaiga power plant coming up in Karwar, the Zuari bridge, the Mumbai metro, of course, the Bangalore metro. All of these, the technical consultants recommend the use of GGBS-based concrete. And it's because of this, of course, the EPC players who are building these assets buy it, and of course we have a bit of pricing power that we end up extending as well. Now the second segment that I mentioned to you is the commercial RMC person, the commercial RMC segment. Out here they basically like a little more commercial, the unit economics play a significant role over here. And the way we approach it is very simple. As per BIS, the amount of fly ash that we can add in a fly ash-based concrete, okay, for a regular grade of concrete, is around 30 to 35%, and the balance becomes OPC. For the same grade of concrete, if you make it using the GGBS route, then the amount of GGBS that you can add is as high as 70%. Therefore, the OPC percentage reduces. So it's this arbitrage that's available, which is what we fundamentally use to price GGBS in this product, and we price it in a manner by which we're able to extend a bit of, and because of this, the adoption for GGBS has been good, and the CAGR is 17-16%. The realizations have been stable despite a year last year that you can see the cement prices have dropped, but we were able to hold on to this GGBS realizations, and number of unique customers have also increased. We have a significant market share here. 84% of our market is being controlled by us, which is primarily because of the control that we have with the raw material and of course the pricing power that we have. These are some of the projects that I mentioned to you about. This speaks about our footprint, and this I've kind of covered. I'd like to spend a bit of time on this. This speaks about our limestone reserves. And as you can see, the map on the left explains to you the different locations that's mentioned by Parth and the kind of the amount of limestone reserve that exists. Nagaur 600 million, Panna Damo and MP 195 crores, so 200 million. Likewise at Kutch, Gulbarga, and at Fujairah and Nandyal and and Shiva Cement as well. Yeah. There are 12, the key message on this would be there are 12 mines. We've got close to 1.3 billion in terms of limestone reserves. There are 4 operational mines, no near-term expiries. The closest is 2042. And we believe the 1.3 billion of limestone reserves that we have is adequate for us to travel the journey from 20.6 to 41.85, and of course they're on to our vision that Parth just mentioned of 60 million. This is our distribution network, extensive and growing. I'll just keep it on for a minute. Yeah. As I mentioned, we are the greenest cement company in the sector, and as you can see, the chart on the left speaks about our CO2 emission intensity per ton of cementaceous. We are nearly half of our domestic peers and probably 1/3 of our global peers in terms of CO2 emission intensity. In terms of industrial byproducts usage, as you can see the number in the middle, it's significantly higher as compared to a peer average of 25%. This primarily happened because we happen to be the only conglomerate with economic interest in steel and cement together. Therefore, our R&D teams have spent a significant time trying to understand the byproducts of steel manufacturing, which we can potentially use to replace the more expensive raw materials for cement manufacturing. One such example is the alumina kiln slag that we mentioned there. On sustainable energy, yes, we are at 22%, and we have plans to increase this percentage going forward. So, with that, I'll hand it over to Narendra.
Hi, good afternoon. So, we, JSW Cement, part of the JSW group, which needs no introduction. You all know we are almost a $50 billion group, $50 billion. Ably led by Mr. Sajjan Jindal, who again needs no introduction, and Parth, who is our MD. Senior team, this Parth did introduce. We have Nilesh, who is the CEO, myself, and Mr. Hitendra Chariwala, who is our marketing head. Some of the numbers I'd like to share with you. We have a very diversified regional profile. We are present in South, East, and West of India. Our capacity today is about 20.6 million tons. Our utilization, the branding utilization was close to 63% last year. Our clinker capacity, which was much higher, here we would like to highlight. Though our clinker capacity is 6.44 million, this is sufficient for us to produce enough cement. Our clinker factor is about 50%, so technically we can produce about 13 million of cement. And as we can see in this slide on the left bottom, we did sell about 5 million of GGBS, so that makes us about 18-19 million self-sufficient when it comes to clinker. Cement sales volume, the OPC is 2.49 million last year, and the blended cement was about 4.6. So overall, we sold about 7.09 million of cement and 5.2 of GGBS. A capacity installation, as you can see, we have achieved a CAGR of about 12.5% over the last 3 years, moving from 16.3 to 20.6, and going forward, we would be hitting about 36 million very soon. On the volume sold, as I mentioned earlier, last year we sold 12.64 million. That's a CAGR of 9.71% over the last 3 years. Our revenue has been about 5,800 odd crores. We saw a drop over the previous year, and which you most probably would be knowing, there was a sharp decline in the prices of cement across India. So we also lost on the revenue. On the realizations, this is the slide, the statement that I just made, that we saw a drop in prices, about 400 rupees per ton in the cement, and this was felt across the industry. Our GGBS realizations, however, stayed constant. Rather, it saw a small improvement. Our operating EBITDA was at 865 odd crores. That was about per ton 725. Here when you see it's about 684 rupees. But this doesn't include the impact of ESOPs, which would fall off going forward. So that would be about 725 rupees per ton last year. And net debt excluding the CCPS stood at about 4,200 crores. We are working, our focus is on operational efficiency and cost reduction. As you can see, raw material. Now, none understands slag better than us. We are working on using alternative raw materials like alumina killed slag. This would be replacing the blast furnace slag and in turn brings about saving in the raw material cost. Power and fuel, which constitutes the major part of the cost in cement making, for us that's a big focus area. We are improving or increasing the use of alternative fuels. The usage of renewable power would go up substantially, and we have acquired coal block recently in auction, which would become operational in the coming 4-5 years. Waste heat recovery, waste WHRS installation today is about 21 megawatts, which goes up to, and this excludes JSW Fujairah operations, which is another 15 million. Now we are going to add substantial capacity here also. Freight and handling expenses with the digitization and the focus on EV trucks, we hope to bring about substantial saving here also. On the offer details,
I think, yes. So we've covered this